what have you built into the OS to address security exposures, hacks, etc.? So number one, there's like client-side security. I'm gonna do a course on this one day. Not one day, this week probably, about how exchanges actually secure themselves. Most people really don't have the faintest idea of how it works. So security is unfortunately not something that can be obtained by anybody or anyone. What you can do, however, is make it really not lucrative for someone to hack you. How do you do that? You do that by making assets unavailable to be hacked. So how do you do that? You either keep them in a decentralized architecture like a DEX, or you move them all offline like Coinbase does. If you move them all offline, now you better have a really good way of moving them offline. You better have a really good way that that offline storage unit doesn't get penetrated. And so we've developed something on the back end that the clients will never see, but I'll definitely make a series of videos about. It's called GXIce. And it's essentially our protocol for security. And we think it's really, 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 really remarkable. We've worked on it with about 4 different companies, 4 different security architecture firms. And it kind of restructures the way that centralized exchanges, centralized providers can do the security architecture. And we will offer a multifaceted approach where clients can keep it in a decentralized architecture using our Chrome extension, which then they would be controlling the private keys, as well as a centralized way using GXIce that essentially allows them to tap into centralized security protocols. On the client side, it's 2FA, change your password every so often. We do random security checks. Last 2 weeks ago, we had to freeze a couple accounts because they had suspicious behaviors, and then we had to unfreeze them once that we realized it wasn't suspicious. So basic client side stuff. There's not too much innovation on the client side. There's only innovation on the custodial side. We have a really profound one, I think.